Hello, I'm Mike Parrish. I'm the Agriculture Extension Agent in Dinwiddie County. I'm going to talk to you about some strawberry production on Adams Acres, not far off of 95 and where Route 35 come together in Dinwiddie County. We're actually standing here on a second crop of strawberries. Mr. Adams, they take it a 2-year program where they will carry their berries out to a second crop. That's where they feel like they're, extending that expense on putting down that plastic, the drip, and the plants. And he's getting anywhere from a two-thirds of the yield of what he normally would. And it works out good for them. They really like it. They've been able to maximize their production with it. It does cost a little bit more because you do have to control some weeds and keep those berries healthy for a second crop year. And so if something builds up on that first year that you could pull out and put in new, he does have to look at that as some extra prevention to carry that crop a second season.
Todd, tell me what the season's been like this year with growing strawberries.
It's been real wet the whole year. Had trouble getting the plastic down, trouble getting them planted, and they look pretty good, except for now they've got a whole lot of cold injury.
What kind of weather had the berries experienced throughout the whole growing season?
Early on, since we planted them in September, it's been warm. We actually had a few ripe berries like the end of November, which is unusual, but hopefully the weather gets straightened to come along and have a decent crop.
How about the temperatures and some of these little snowfalls?
They don't seem to bother them too much because they need to be dormant anyway.
Kind of walk me through, what do y'all do to get your crop established?
We first put down about 500 pounds of 5, 10, 30 per acre because that's kind of what the soil sample recommended. Then after so much rain, we came back with another 200 pounds of 10, 10, 10 per acre just before we laid the plastic. And then once we put the plastic down, it's drip tape under each row so we can just kind of add more fertilizer as you need it then. So a little ryegrass over the top to get in the middles to help keep from soil erosion from happening.
Do y'all use a watering system?
Yes, it's drip irrigation on each row. It is T-tape, and we just have this like swimming pool filters, Olympic size, and filter the water. Once you get it done, it's pretty easy after that.
All right, so has there been any pest management treatment since planting?
No, we haven't really done anything since planting other than maybe a little Renamil through the drip to help about disease and fungus because there's so much mold and so much rainwater and stuff.
How about any over-the-top fungicides?
No, not yet.
All right. So from here on out, what do you suspect the crop to look like or progress to?
Well, it's hard to tell. There's a whole lot of hurry up and wait. You just got to wait and see what happens.
Tell us what kind of varieties you have in your field here.
We had Sweet Charlie's here, Chandler, and Ruby Jean.
Is there a particular reason you picked those three?
Well, with Sweet Charlie and Chandler's are kind of the old standby, but Ruby Jean seems to do pretty well, so we just planted a few more of those.
Do either of them do a little better with funguses and bacteria?
Every year is different. It's just hard to tell. Some years want to do better than the other. That's why you plant different varieties. Every year is different.
Okay. You do any fumigation, Todd?
We didn't this year. Usually we put Baypan down, but we didn't have time this year.
All right, Todd. Appreciate it.
All right.
You can see we moved over here to Adams Acres point of sale location. This is where their new crop berries are that were planted this fall. He's got 2 acres here on this farm. You can see he's got electric fence here because a little more of a deer pressure this year. He's got the same 3 berries, Chandler, Sweet Charlies, and Rubies planted out here really close to his point of sale. He's got plenty of parking here in this area. If you look at the drone footage for this site here, you'll see that the survivability was pretty good on the plants. He's got a good solid population out there. Aaron's Creek is the supplier that I've already mentioned to you. Aaron's Creek has been really good about getting him plants if he was short. They've been good at getting him plants if they were actually damaged. So he's got a good stand right now. We just hope this variability in weather will not damage him or slow him down any for this spring. The other thing is, since we've had all this wet weather, you could see that the bedded row with the plastic mulch on it has done really well to help these plants survive with this extra wet conditions. It's kept them out of that saturated soil as best as it can and help with the growth. With the drip tape, I think coming up this next couple of months, he'll probably be putting a little fertilizer on them to kind of push them along along and help him fill out and get ready for bloom time. But overall, the crop on his new crop looks pretty good. Now that 2-year crop we looked at spreads out their operation some, especially due to COVID. He's really glad he's got that extra patch out there to move a lot of clientele and kind of keep them spaced out this year. That was kind of unique for him. He had 2 large patches that, 4 acres of berries where he could really keep people separated, and it worked and flowed really well. So after viewing all this footage, we hope you kind of get a good idea of what the strawberry crop looks like here in Dinwiddie, and we appreciate you visiting. Thank you.